Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is the power of standing up for yourself, like Kwame Brown did. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, our online sports community, place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games. So many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. Get 7 days of access, and also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to become a member of our channel to receive loyalty badges. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that anyway. So let me get into this topic here. So as y'all know, we've done a number of videos on this whole Kwame Brown thing, and Kwame Brown is the talk of the town right now. Every time I turn on my YouTube, every time I log into YouTube, I see there's a video about him. And every other person, different people have different opinions on him. Some people are out there just blatantly plagiarizing his content by just copy and pasting it. So many different things, right? You see some people on sports media, which is the arena we're in, they're talking about him. I saw like on The Odd Couple on FS1, they did a piece on him, and this was with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. They did a piece where, Kwame Brown was saying that Rob Parker was ugly and all this stuff. So they had some fun with it. Jason Whitlock and others are doing it, and different people in let me say in the gossip entertainment section, they're also covering the story. And his rise has been meteoric, really. This guy is just like, I think when we started covering him, he had about 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. And last time I checked, someone told me that he has like over 200,000, 220,000. So Kwame Brown has been picking up a lot of headwind right now, and he's really, really growing, right? However, a lot of people have also been following him because he also has a lot of credibility. Why? Because he was a former player. So he's speaking from an insider's perspective. When he's talking about different people out there, he's coming from an insider's perspective, not like somebody that's never been a basketball player, never been inside the NBA, doesn't really have any association with the NBA, going out there saying these things. A lot of it is just inferring. This guy was there. Like, he was a player. He played for 13 years in the NBA, and he knows what he's talking about. And, Kwame Brown, as I said, up until recently, I never knew what he sounded like. I never even knew Kwame Brown had a Southern accent, to be like, I never knew it. So when I first started hearing him, I was actually cracking. I'm like, this dude got a Southern accent. It was just funny to me because I never even knew what he sounded like, and he just minded his business for 2 decades. You never heard from him, and then all of a sudden, he came out there, to defend, to defend himself. So we said we wanted to come at this thing because, in Dreamerspro, we try to come at things from a unique angle. We want to come at this thing from a very positive standpoint. And we're trying to, at the end of these videos, we're trying to make sure that people kind of get a lesson out of all of this. I mean, yes, you want to be entertained, but also you want to walk away with something that you can think about and say, okay, that was interesting. I think a lot of the videos that we did, apart from the ones where we're kind of giving people the background story, we did a video that did this doing very well, where we kind of gave some context to what's happening, and a lot of people found that video to be very informative. Has like over 2,000 likes right now, so people really enjoyed that video. 800 comments on it. But this one, I want to kind of take it a step further, and let's see what we can actually see if we can get some teachable lessons from this moment here. So one of the biggest takeaways from this entire story, I think some of us can take away from this is, one of the biggest ones for me is about the power of standing up for yourself. I think too many times we're told to, turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Think of people like Donovan McNabb. He was at this point probably infamous for not saying anything. So many people had certain things to say about him, and he just went quiet. And ultimately, what that may lead to is that other people may shape your narrative. They may tell your story for you, which is something you need to be very careful of, because if you don't say anything, a lot of people are going to leave things to interpretation. Y'all remember the Colin Kaepernick thing? Why doesn't Colin Kaepernick come out and speak? Why doesn't some people just come out and say something, because a lot of people are speaking for you and we don't know what you think, right? So sometimes turning the other cheek may not be, although you feel is a noble thing to do, it may not be the right thing to do in certain cases, right? Because if you look at Kwame Brown, here's a person that was minding his business. As I said, Kwame Brown has been on, I think he has a YouTube channel. He started his YouTube channel a while ago, but he only started posting about a year ago. He really was just there. He was doing his thing. He wasn't bothering anybody. Then he was kind of brought into the fray. And then I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And he said, wait a minute, listen, now I got to start defending myself here. I got to stand up for myself. And I think if you start to stand up for yourself and people see that you're truly the party that's been wronged, people will start to support you. Literally, they'll start to support you, because no one enjoys seeing somebody get bullied unless you find yourself on worldstarhiphop.com, where that seems to be the thing. I try my best not to even go to that website. Everything is some foolishness on there. You see people getting beat up and people sitting there laughing and enjoying it. Like, why? But whatever. Some people get a kick out of that. I don't understand why. But Kwame Brown is saying that, listen, you can defend yourself. You know, you can stand up and defend yourself. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be on a physical level. It doesn't mean that we need to knuckle up and get into the ring and start boxing each other or go meet somewhere and shoot the fade. And sometimes it doesn't even need to be that. Sometimes standing up for yourself is just speaking out. You say, listen, I've been relegated to shame and embarrassment, and I need to stand up for myself and say something for myself. And essentially, that's what this guy's doing. Luckily for him is that he has a platform to do so. Right? He has a platform of YouTube and is allowing him to go out there and get his message heard. And a lot of people are defending him, right? When you stand up for yourself, especially when you know you haven't done anything wrong, it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful, powerful thing. You don't just sit there and let people kind of determine the narrative for you. You don't do it, because you're not doing yourself any favors. I remember the Chris Rock joke that he said that he made a while ago, where Chris Rock basically said, he was like, yeah, if you hire OJ, he's like, if I'm convicted of something, I'm going to hire Johnny Cochran. And he was like, but if you hire Johnny Cochran, you're going to look guilty. He was like, I'd rather look guilty at the mall than look innocent in jail. And that's a very powerful point. Basically, what he's saying is defend yourself. And that is what he is doing. Defend your ideas. If you believe in your ideas, stand up for them and defend yourself. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to stand your ground. Now, some people may say, no. You may risk turning some people off. You may get some people in trouble. It may get you in trouble. Some people may say you're being aggressive. No. People are not stupid. People can read through the lines. They understand what's going on. They see what's happening with this guy. This guy was there minding his business for 20 years. Kwame Brown came into the NBA in 2001. He was drafted by the Washington Wizards. He played for 13. I remember I started following basketball around that time. He minded his business. All of those years when people were saying X, Y, and Z about him, he never spoke out. They did a piece on him by Sports Illustrated in 2017. Just imagine that. That's 5 years after he stopped playing basketball. He stopped playing in 2013, for God's sakes. But at a certain point, he's like, I got to tell my story. And funny enough, when he went out there and did that video probably has 500,000 views, but it's forgotten. Nobody even knew about it. It's only now when he said, listen. Now I got to really come out here. Nobody's asking me questions. I'm speaking for myself and I'm speaking from the heart and I'm coming for guys. And now people are defending him. They're like, wait a minute, what's going on? What kind of bullying is this? We wouldn't know about Kwame Brown if he didn't stand up for himself. That interview that was conducted by All the Smoke, it happened a while ago with Jeannie Buss. For those of you guys who don't know who Jeannie Buss is, she's the president and operator of the Lakers that was owned by her father. And she's doing a fantastic job with that team. So that interview already happened. I think he heard it and was like, enough is enough. Because it was also a segment with Gilbert Arenas. So if you guys know the story, him and Gilbert Arenas used to play it, if you know the story. So he stood up for himself. And now everybody's supporting the underdog. No one wants to see somebody get picked on that's the underdog. And for the majority of his career, he's been portrayed as the underdog because he was a quote-unquote failure in his field. Because he didn't, amount to becoming Hakeem Olajuwon or Anthony Davis or one of these players. So for me, I think that's a powerful message. If your heart is in the right place, people are going to support you. That's what I believe. And standing up for yourself, sometimes you can do yourself a lot of good by doing that. And sometimes just sitting there being quiet and you feel like you're doing the noble thing may actually not help you. Because he did that for 20 years. 20 years. And now he's coming out to tell his story and people are supporting him. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think it's important to stand up for yourself when you've been wronged? Or do you think, listen, I don't need to do it. Things will pan out and things will sort themselves out. You don't need to get yourself involved in that. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.